Hey guys, welcome back to Michigan Great Outdoors. I know I promised you guys an update video on the Easton 4mm long range Axis arrows. I wanted to do that really quick just before I get ready to head up to Total Archery Challenge in Boyne, Michigan. I've been shooting a ton, haven't been able to make a lot of videos, work, everything, just life is just hectic right now. I got the freezer making a bunch of noise, I got a cricket in the background, so please excuse the distractions and mess behind me. I'm scrambling, trying to get everything set up, get all my arrows ready to go, and for Total Archery Challenge. But I decided to go with the Easton 4mm Axis this year because I wanted a lighter grains per inch. This is a Hoyt Axis Ultra, and I'm shooting 80-pound limbs. Don't ask me why. I just wanted to. So I wanted to go to a lighter arrow. You know, I got that 80-pound bow. And the 5mm Axis Ultra, they're shooting in 11.5 grains per inch. Yeah, 11.5. And that's extremely heavy. So I have a 29-inch arrow, and when you get 11.5 way out there, it adds a lot of weight. So this is a 9.8 grains per inch arrow. I wanted something a lot lighter because I wanted to be able to maximize my sight tape, make it smaller so I could shoot flatter, especially at 3D archery events. So I decided to go with these. They're expensive, they're hard to get, the inserts are difficult to source, they're expensive. These are the titanium half outs by Easton, $40 for 6. I didn't end up going with that. I ended up going with the iron will hit inserts, and I played with a 50 grain, a 75 grain, and a 100 grain, and I ended up going with the 50 grain insert, which puts this arrow for me right at 465, 466, which I really like for shooting 3D. It's somewhat light. I can have a really tight sight tape. I'm getting a really nice flat shot. And then for deer season, 466 might be a little bit light, so I can add an iron will shot collar and add 25 more grains up front. I'll have to make a new sight tape, but that's really not that big of a deal to me. Deer season's like 3 months away, so that's what I ended up going with. The Easton Axis 4mm with 50 grains up front. And this is a 100 grain head. So total arrow weight's 466. And I'm right around 13% FOC with this 100 grain. If I go to 125 grain, which I'll end up doing because I'll use a 100 grain broadhead with a 25 grain shock collar, that gives me right at 15% FOC. And I really like the way these shoot. Now, some people have asked me, is the 4mm any better than the 5mm? I think it's just a hair better. They say that the reason 4mm is so good is you're going to get so much more penetration on the animal. That's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see if I get more penetration. But as far as like arrow flight, I think it shoots a little bit better. I was saying the same, but a hair better. As far as components goes and ordering and ease of components, I would give that to the 5mm. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get everything you need for the 4mm. The hit inserts, right now I haven't been able to even find a hit insert tool, so I ended up putting the inserts in with the tips on, and then you gotta let the glue tack up for a while, and you gotta remove the head before it gets stuck in there forever. So I would say the 4mm are a little pain in the butt because of that issue with components. Maybe if these become super popular, more components will come out. I know Ethics has a pretty nice component, and I know I talked crap about their website before, and that was on me because I was using it wrong. They actually have this arrow on there now where you can scroll down, you can select this arrow, you can select your spine, and it'll tell you what components go exactly for this arrow. So that's actually might be another good choice, is to check out the Ethics components. But yeah, I'm really happy with these so far. I've been shooting at some pretty long distances, 80, 90, 100 yards, and they're grouping good, they're shooting flat. And like I said, I got it on an 80-pound Hoyt. I have a really tight sight tape for Total Archery Challenge. And yeah. If you like to tinker with arrows and you like to play with setups, these might be a good option for you. If you don't want the hassle, if you want to shoot something a lot more simpler and have, to be able to use an abundance of components, I would go with the 5mm. Great arrow. I tell you what, anything on North American continent either of these arrows is going to kill. I really like the 4mm. I'm excited to see what kind of penetration they'll get, and I just like the micro diameter shaft. So, you know, it is a little bit of a headache, you know, dealing with the components. If you go with the half-out system, which I have right here, if you go with the titanium half-outs, you can use regular broadheads. You can use standard threaded broadheads. But like I said, they're $40 for 6. So if you're going to build a dozen arrows, you're going to add $80. You know, you're looking at almost, you know, $190 a dozen for these already. Is that worth it to you? I don't know. Some people don't care. Some people, they want a premium arrow. They don't want to pay premium prices for components. You get what you pay for. I haven't had any issues with these. They stay true. They roll good. They spin good. I mean, they haven't bent. So I think either component's, you know, a solid component choice. The iron will hit inserts work well. I'd love to buy the hit insert tool, but it's never in stock at Iron Will, and I haven't saw one from Easton. So I'm gonna head out and do a little shooting real quick. It's like 6 in the morning, but if you see this episode, we're already on our way up to Total Archery Challenge, and we're gonna go shoot tack. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully I don't lose any of these really expensive arrows, but I actually have some cheap arrows I can shoot too. So these are Maximo Reds. I can shoot these in my bow, and they actually shoot pretty good. I just aim a little bit low because these are a lighter arrow. This is like a 430 grain arrow. So I have options for Total Archery Challenge. And yeah, I'm about to go out and do a little shooting. Get ready, and we'll see you on the mountain in a couple videos.